Hi everyone, welcome back to these Agile core practices. This one is a little bit of a bonus. You won't find it in the Agile practice guide, but you will definitely see it in the project management body of knowledge and in project management in general, or whenever you're actually delivering a product, which is what a project is designed to do, to deliver change or to deliver a product or something of value for our stakeholders. So what we're looking at is something called rolling wave planning. And we're delving into this in the core practices because you will see this come up time and time again within the Agile and Lean frameworks that we're going to go into as well. So what is rolling wave planning? Well, it's an iterative planning technique in which the work to be accomplished in the near term is planned in detail. So, and this is just a funny way of saying that when we're about to work on something, so when we're very close to be working on something, we plan it in detail. We get right down into the nitty-gritty and we plan it out very, very well. We break it down. We decompose the high-level tasks into smaller tasks so that we can really know what we're supposed to deliver. While the work further in the future is planned at a higher level. So in other words, we start with high level ideas of something. We might call them features, and you're going to see this come up in the Agile and Lean frameworks, feature-driven development, or even just iterative development in general, where we're starting with that high level feature idea, which our product owner, which will usually give us a good idea of the features that they want us to deliver. And then as we're going along in our 2-week iterations, 2 weeks, just before that 2-week iteration starts, we might take this feature and break it down into smaller pieces so that we know exactly what needs to be delivered. This is rolling wave planning. It's like a wave, it starts off in the horizon and then gets very close to us, and that's when we start to get into the nitty-gritty of it. So rolling wave planning is a form of progressive elaboration because of that. We're elaborating on things and we're doing it progressively, iteratively and over time. And it's applicable to the work packages, planning packages, and release planning when using an Agile or waterfall approach. So what that means is our work packages, as you know, are broken down from those features originally from traditional project management. So work packages come from that high level idea. So very similar, you'll see this idea pop up time and time again. It's the work breakdown structure where we're breaking down a task into smaller tasks so that we can see exactly what we need to work on. And of course, because of that, techniques include decomposition. So we're decomposing it, as similar to the way something breaks down in nature, it decomposes. This is what we're doing. We're taking something big and decomposing it into smaller parts. That's the term that you'll hear quite a lot. And iterative scheduling, so our iterations of 2 to 4 weeks, and of course with a backlog of work. So the product owner will have a look at that backlog of work, say, I want this feature, and then that backlog gets put into the iteration to work on. And that's when we go into much more detail there. So why do we do this? Well, during early strategic planning, so when we're starting off with a project charter or just a rough idea of what we're wanting to deliver, information is much less defined. And work packages may be decomposed to the known level of detail. So we may not actually have a lot of detail. We may just be able to break them down to the level of detail that we know, which isn't much at first. But as more detail is known about the upcoming events in the near term, so coming up, because if we're about to start work on it, we're probably going to know a lot more about it. And if we don't, then we better find out pretty quickly. And these work packages can then be broken down or decomposed into activities. And in Agile, we'll call them stories sometimes, and we'll call them cards that we'll place on our Kanban board and move them across from the backlog into in progress all the way to done. During our 2-week iteration, you'll see all of these different terms again and again and again, no matter which Agile or Lean framework you are using. And that is the detail around rolling wave planning.